How do you go from day free to... Oh, we gotta sue him, bro. We gotta sue him. Oh, no, he sued. Oh, the first thing in the morning, we suing him. First thing in the morning.
You know what? I don't like what I'm hearing. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm watching. I don't like what I'm listening to. I don't like what I'm reading.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new update on the Aubrey Graham versus UMG lawsuit.
Drake, UMG lawsuit just took a crazy turn.
They telling me the judge wasn't playing around, dropping elbows. Ah!
Let's get into it, y'all. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Y'all let me know. You on Drake's side? You on UMG side? Who y'all got?
It's safe to say we all pulling for the other side of whatever Drake is going for. Whatever Drake is after, I'm after the opposite. If Drake like Pepsi, I am swimming in Coke. And not the Tony Montana.
But we also have some readings to do.
The judge's name is Judge Vargas. She told UMG's lawyer, "You seem to say a diss track could never be defamatory, but New York law says the form is not dispositive." UMG lawyer responded saying, "Look at the shock jock case." Judge Vargas responds back saying,
Not the same thing. Perhaps the court needs more info and cannot dismiss. Wow.
Then Judge Vargas goes on to ask UMG's lawyer,
What are certified PDFs?
UMG lawyer. It's a play on certified lover boy.
Judge Vargas responds back saying, "But
Would the ordinary listener know the name of Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy?" Yes. Wasn't Certified Lover Boy a big situation?
If you don't remember, that's when he started putting the heart haircut, which is probably one of the most iconic haircut styles or hair things that Drake has done towards like fashion on his own. So I would say absolutely. If it's based on what the average person, I would bet money if you were to send a poll or to see a survey to see if people knew Certified Lover Boy, they would absolutely, because the bar doesn't even really land the same way if you don't. So yes, Judge, I would think so.
UMG lawyer says,
The context is all the rumors about Drake and young females. And that's a really telling response, I think, too, from the judge. Would the ordinary listener? Because that's what this case will come down to.
The judge a bitch. You ain't gotta say nothing else to me, Knox. I already see what's going on here, my boy. I already see what's going on. I already see what's going on. Hey, Side P.
Hey there, what's up?
Give me the name of the motherfucker that the judge, in a respectful way, that's on the UMG Drake case. What is that judge's name?
The judge overseeing the UMG and Drake case is Judge Janette Vargas. So
Janette? You talking about old trifling ass Janette? I used to f Janette. I used to f the shit out of Janette back in it. Oh, huh? Huh, Tripe? What the f she get on the case?
well, that's quite a coincidence. Sometimes judges get assigned cases based on their jurisdiction and expertise. So she might have just been the one selected for this particular case. It's a small world, huh?
She still f***ing with Johnny. And you know what? It don't even matter. All I know, Janet. Man, I'm a f***ing case back. You know what? Tell Janet, man, I know Janet. All you gotta do is just rub her thighs. She good. Rub her thigh in the back of her eyebrow.
Now, Lawyers for Workers was also in court as well today, and here's his take on how things went today in court.
Drake versus Universal Music Group. Judge Vargas just completed her hearing on the motion to dismiss.
Does this guy really be, like, who does he do law for? Because I always see him, like, on Instagram, like, doing these things and putting and speaking on other cases. But does he be, like, doing his own cases? Like, and what is his rate of success? I just kind of want to know these things sometimes, because sometimes you got to question when people get on the internet and they're like internet somethings or experts or something. You start going, in your field, where do you land? I'm not even taking anything away from it. I just literally am curious.
Let me tell you what I think she's going to do with this case.
She's going to drop it, right?
As you know, Drake sued Universal Music claiming defamation in the publication of the song Not Like Us, making him and calling him a pedophile when in fact he never was. Universal Music Group moved to dismiss those claims. They say, Judge, you can't actually...
Now, again, I will say that's some harsh words to say. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, a hit dog gonna holler. It's how you defend yourself. It's how you go about doing things after it was said and done. You understand? And I'm like, this, something don't sit right.
Universal Music Group moved to dismiss those claims. They say, Judge, you can't actually bring a lawsuit like this. Why? Because the statement, certified lover boy, certified pedophile,
back.
First off, how do you certify a lover boy in the same way you certify a pedophile? Hyperbole, trash.
That's a bar. I didn't even think about that. Huh?
Trash talk, just nonsense being said in rap songs. That's not something you can sue for. You have to dismiss this case. What do I think the judge is going to do? Universal's big argument is that look at the context of what happened here. In the tailor-made freestyle, Drake was out there saying, yeah, go ahead, talk about how I like young girls. That's going to be a win for me. That's an
Exactly, bro. You brought that on yourself. Oh.
You know what? Hearing that now in hindsight, it's kind of crazy. Because if you look at that line again, is he saying, yeah, talk about me liking young girls to win for me? Because when you do that, I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna get you. Go ahead and play around and play them games. Call me that, and I got you. My lawyers, they're gonna pack you up. My friend Tsunami, Sue Young, the sewer. They're gonna get you, brother. Say the line again. Say it again.
That's an actual quote from the tailor-made freestyle. And now Kendrick comes back. He accepts his invitation to talk about the young girls. So what's the problem? This
Accepts his invitation is wow.
This is the trash talk back and forth that we all expected to happen in this rap battle.
No. Why is that clicking different? It sound like a bait and switch. It sound like it was a double. It sound like it was a double entendre in the sense of, yeah, talk about me liking young girls. That'd be a win for me. In a sense where I'm giving you the ammo that I know you're going to use. And then two, it's a win for me because I'm going to use it later.
Drake's lawyers made a great argument, which is, wait a second. Not Like Us was not part of the rap battle.
Shut up! I'm not talking to you, Champ. I'm just saying the judge. Shut up! Disgusting! The betrayal! Please just don't, when I press the play button, please don't tell me that's working. Please don't tell me that that's working.
Yeah, it was a song in the rap battle, but it eclipsed the rap battle and became its own thing, a cultural phenomenon, a song like no other song.
What does that mean? So it's being penalized for being successful? What? Make that make sense. What are we doing?
What type of argument is that? So the merit of the fame post-battle is what he's getting sued for, not because of what he was saying during the battle. This was still written and put out during the battle. All the statements were made during the battle. That's not a good point. This has eclipsed the battle. It's no longer a part of the battle. So let me get this straight. So if it gets so popular and it eclipses, it no longer follows the rules of the battle. That's like saying if a UFC knockout in the third round there's some famous UFC knockouts that, a lot of them, that are more famous than the entire fight. A UFC knockout becomes prolifically posted everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. It's the worst UFC knockout. So now the other person gets to sue because no longer is this that we signed up for MMA. No longer are we doing MMA rules. We got to just judge this like you punched me in the street. No, because it's so famous now that we can't even put it in the context of an MMA fight no more. No. I was embarrassed by that knockout. What? That is such a stupid point to me. I'm sorry, I'm not saying he's stupid. And he's not the one who's making this argument. It is such a stupid point to me, he has to be saying something else. There's no way he's saying that since a song became so popular, even though it wasn't even the last diss song, and it 100% came out as a part of the battle, it's no longer a part of the battle? That's what you're saying? At the end of the day, guys, this is still a song. This is still a record. This is still a part of Kendrick Lamar's discography that has to be pushed just like any other song. And if Kendrick Lamar dropped a mixtape and one of those songs became the most popular song in hip hop, guess what? They're going to push that song. What?
A song like no other song in the history of music, quite frankly. It got to 300 million streams in 35 days. Nothing.
Okay, because the top 2 artists in hip hop currently went back and forth during a slow time. Of course, the songs were successful, and that song was pretty much the ending of the rap battle, and it was a bop. What did y'all expect to happen? And then Drake didn't have a counter for that song, so the song just lived on as a victory song. So people replayed it and replayed it and replayed it, and it was catchy. Dijon Mustard laid down the track, laid down the beat, and it had a bop to it. What are y'all doing right now?
35 days. Nothing else has ever done that. Today, it sits at 9 billion streams. The way Universal took this song and pushed it out, they made it into something else.
The way Universal took this song and pushed it, oh my goodness, bro. We acting like the song wasn't a banger. We really doing this. We having this bot. I did a video on this, people saying bot and this and that a year ago. Y'all chose the wrong song. Y'all chose the wrong song. Y'all should have chose Meet the Grams 616 or something. Y'all chose the most catchiest shit. Sweet shit music, and I won't pass the ox. Yeah. Like, come, what y'all doing?
The judge's decision is basically, what would a reasonable listener listening to this song decide?
What would a reasonable listener listening to this song decide? And the judge is saying, I don't know what a reasonable listener who a reasonable listener would be. So basically, they're saying we can't dismiss it this early because I need to have more evidence and understand what how a reasonable listener would take this. But how do you do that? How do you actually do that? You know how vastly different the listeners are? And just if you think about the different categories and sections of rap, hip hop as a whole, it's different, bro. Like, the listeners are just different. You got dudes who really just enjoy drill rap and murder, whatever. You got that. You got Christian rap. You got that super commercial poppy style Drake dude, and you got real hip hop. Listeners are just different across the board. So how can you really figure out what one listener can and can't understand?
Arguably, the judge could find that a reasonable listener, I don't know who the reasonable listener is. It's too early in the case. I need more evidence. I need more discovery. I need to actually see what people have been saying about this song, what people can testify about how they heard it, so on and so forth. Long story short, I think what's going to happen in this.
How I heard it was a rap battle ensued between 2 artists that's been going on for slick shit. Shades been thrown over a decade, controversy. Things being said about Kendrick prior to that. You know, and he said what he said. We fast forward to 2024, and somebody got mobbed. That's it. Somebody got hit in the head. I didn't look at it past nothing else. That's me personally.
I think what's going to happen in this case, the motion to dismiss will get denied. It's way too early to try to dismiss this case. Either way, this case will get appealed to the Second Circuit, and so you're going to have this case going on and on for quite a long time.
And that's not a good look. Iceman is supposed to drop in 2025, according to Drake, according to what he posted, right? Imagine Pusha T and Malice going on the rollout, right? Interviews, songs dropping, and let's just switch it with Drake and Iceman. Every time that this lawsuit pops up, it's just not a good look. Imagine you trying to do an organic rollout, you with streamers, you got a new song dropping, and oh, okay. Page 2, New York Times, or whatever it is. So this lawsuit is getting deeper, and we found out this, like, it don't look good. It don't look good.
I think this case needs to settle because the way these lawyers were both.
And then you saying it needs to settle, right? This is my thing, right? Okay. If he gets $2 billion, that's a win. Let's just say you settle and you get $200 million. That's a lose for you. You have to win this, not this way, but the other way. Like, okay, we found out behind the scenes UMG was contacting this person, contacting radio station, contacting influence, and they did this. A lot of underhanded tactics. You got to win that way. You can't win, oh man, yeah, Kendrick called me this name and that name, and I just thought it was too far, it was too harsh, and I got to sue. That sounds crazy. You win that way, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, man. As a rap battle fan, it sounds crazy.
This looks like a case that could last with appeals for years and years and years, going all the way to the Supreme Court. Drake could get it.
Years and years.
Years, dog.
Y'all are upset now that we still talking about it. We wouldn't be talking about it if bro wasn't still going on with it. He said, bro, they could tie this up in court for years. And he's saying, so it doesn't get to that point, we should settle, which means that Drake would win? Oh my God. This is crazy, bro.
Drake could get a huge bag. Universal could win.
And what's the huge bag? If it's 200 million, that's what you was about to get anyway. If it's 400 million, that's kind of what you was already getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, for that amount, that's not good. Because now it's like it's kind of tarnishing your legacy in a sense, man. I'm telling you.
Universal could win, which would be terrible because the conversation around this lawsuit will continue on, making Drake seem like a crybaby. Settle this case.
I'm going to tell you, whether Drake wins or loses, the conversation of Drake's being a Karen or him is not going to go anywhere. Win or lose, he's going to get cooked for this, for surely. Nothing's going away if he gets money for this. The principle of what he did is the problem.
I could be Drake hype man, getting paid $10 million to hype man. I'm gonna be happy for that $10 million. Don't get it twisted. But I'ma still look at the back of them braids like, man, you did some business. There's no way. Nothing can change it. It's over with.
Now, there's also this very interesting exchange between Drake's lawyer and the judge. Drake's lawyer said UMG made this song, referring to Not Like Us, more culturally ubiquitous than any other 9 billion streams played at a bar mitzvah. Judge Vargas responds saying an interesting bar mitzvah that would play the song. Judge Vargas then says, then there's the use of the AI voice of Tupac. Drake's lawyer responds,
Yeah, they're about to make this into a shit show. They are trying to make this the new hip-hop. Whoever could get in trouble and get in court so we can make it go last however long. That's what it seemed like this happened. All these damn court cases, man, this don't make no sense.
Judge Vargas responds saying an interesting bar mitzvah that would play the song. Judge Vargas then says, then there's the use of the AI voice of Tupac. Drake's lawyer responds saying, I'm not convinced of the relevance.
I rock with Drake lawyer for that. That's how you hold it down. The judge said, didn't he also, they're alluding to, didn't he also defame nigga? I don't even know what you're talking about, keep it real, nigga. Listen, at this moment, we ain't even talk about that. That's like your girl accused you of cheating. She finds a text message of you flirting. You be like, what does that have to do? That ain't got nothing to do with this, bro. Like, how you even know this me?
The judge says, wait, shouldn't I view the entire rap battle? Drake's lawyer says, well, this was unique. Judge says, Kendrick Lamar did not know he'd perform at the Super Bowl. Drake's lawyer responds saying, UMG republished the material with knowledge when it launched the Super Bowl campaign. There were 3 attacks on his home. The cover art is Drake's home with sex offender location tags. The judge then responds with something very interesting. She says, wait, didn't Drake say Kendrick Lamar is not the biological father of his child? Drake's lawyer responds,
the judge is listening to the music. The judge is judging right now. Hold on. Y'all keep complaining about what Kendrick Lamar said about Drake. But hold on, let's rewind. Didn't Drake say that those aren't Kendrick Lamar's children? What you got to say about that?
Drake's lawyer responds saying the court does not have enough information on that. So overall, some very interesting exchanges between the judge and the lawyers on both sides. Right now, there's no telling which way the judge is leaning, but it's definitely good to know that the judge is not only informed, but she has knowledge of what happened during the battle.
It sounds like the judge is being fair. It sounds like the judge is like, Drake, we're not playing with it. We're not playing. Yeah, what about what you said? You said some stuff too. I ain't playing with you. That's what I like. This is somebody that Drake can't pay off. Drake is so used to paying people off, allegedly. YouTube, you know I'm a comedian. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just be saying stuff. But allegedly, Drake is used to paying people off, getting them in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with this judge.
And honestly, how does Iceman come out with this going on? Iceman's supposed to come out in 2025. How does this come out? This has to be done. This has to be finished before the rollout. With what's going on now? You know what I'm saying? I think you have to freeze Iceman and put it on chill, because this is cold to the sport of hip hop.
If I was Kendrick, I would have Whitney, and that is why Whitney, ready to submit a lawsuit like this as soon as they say Drake won, poop. Because that means Dave Free also should file a lawsuit. Kendrick himself can file a lawsuit. Who else Drake said something? Everybody can, because it's the same exact thing. And now Drake is trying to set precedent in rap battles, which is the most bitch ass shit that you could ever imagine in hip hop. Like, oh my God, damn, that's crazy. The fact that Drake is literally in a rap battle, you're suing, and you're making it to where now people are scared to battle after. Oh my God. Only lower level people can battle, and then even they can sue. Lower level, say you ain't with UMG, you with KFC Records, nigga. You with KFC, this nigga battling with Churches. He with Churches Entertainment. And then now you got this nigga over here, and they gonna be suing on the lower level too. So now that's gonna morph over to probably social media. People like, hey man, you know Drake sued for the defamation, man. You know, shit, Triquisha said that about you, bro. On social media now, you might well shoot the shit out of Triquisha, bro. And he might have started it with Triquisha, but Triquisha hit him back harder. Yeah. And since Triquisha hit him, this bitch ass can sue. That's low-key the case even now without Drake shit, but still. Popular people bring popularity to bullshit. Meaning by Drake doing it, and if you this popular person, one of the biggest artists ever when it come to music, then what do you think the president you are sending down? When I tell y'all this make me not fuck with Drake, like, oh, this some bitch shit. Because I promise you, had the consensus been that Drake was kicking Kendrick Lamar all across his ass crack, I promise you that would not have been the case.